Welcome to the Hoppy Talk podcast. My name is Ricky Raso.
I'm Matthew Coles.
Yeah, and we're here and we rate beers and we have conversations that we've had for a long time. Now we're just recording them. Oh, you're like me. I'm gonna open it.
I do like drinking out of bottles.
Yeah, no, glass is better.
Yeah.
So the reason you put it into I prefer a glass. I do
Over
because I
this?
think you get because you can actually smell
the
it,
aroma more
you
and
can
everything.
see it and all that. But glass is better than can. Anytime you want to put it in a glass. Salud.
I'm gonna taste it first. Oh, this is one of my favorite beers.
Blue Moon,
Yeah,
orange,
it's so good.
citric. Yeah. Salud.
Sideways.
Cheers.
Cheers. This one doesn't hold head either,
No.
but it's got some lacing. New term I learned from the last podcast.
The lazy. It's a Belgian white, and the reason it's a white, they use white wheat, so it's going to be opaque. So that when the proteins, they don't flocculate as better, or I don't know if that's the right term, but whenever you use wheat, oats, or anything like that, it tends to be a hazier beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like hazy beers.
Yeah, they just seem fuller. They seem
taste
frothier.
way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. So. Say Ricky.
But
Ricky.
whatever. I've known you all my life. So.
I know.
Well, actually, I've known you all your life.
Yep. Yeah, you're older than me. Let's see. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. So also the other ones that we had are from Colorado.
Dude, Colorado knows how to
Dude,
brew.
It's the Mecca. It's the Mecca for
Hard
sure.
fell.
Brightly Valencia orange peel. So brightly brewed with Valencia orange peel. So I don't know what the Valencia orange peel is, but I'm assuming it's like dried orange peel. I've done that with a couple of beers. You throw it in there. So because if you use actual oranges, citrus, you could get like a vomit taste. So you use the peel.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's acid.
Isn't it that bacteria that you talk about that sometimes accidentally gets in there, or that has nothing to do with it?
It could be like lactobacillus. So like if you guys have
Lactobacillus.
ever had like sours and stuff, or if you've ever had a sour, you can have flavors like that.
'Cause that
are
kinda tastes a little bit like vomit.
And I do like sours, but sometimes it gets too like, oh, I don't know about this. But yeah, so like if you brew with oranges, lemons, limes and stuff, you usually use the peel and dry it out. That's usually what you do. If not, you use juice and you add it in the secondary where it won't ferment. But if you ferment the juices, like the actual juice that's inside of a lemon or lime, if the yeast gets to that, you get like a vomit.
Sounds delicious.
I know, we're going to cut that out.
Can we make one of those?
Dude.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's do a podcast where we make a beer.
It is a lot of work, dude. It's a lot of
to
work.
brew?
To brew. So
Okay.
if anything, I think it would be like 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if that's crazy. But
No, that's up to you. Because you're gonna be showing me how to. We're being showing everyone how to do it.
yeah, and we can do it. We could do it at the brewery, or we can do it like we buy the equipment and all that, and then we can make beer, and we can do the podcast while we're making beer and while we're mashing and be talking about it while we're having a beer. We can do one where we actually get the equipment and stuff.
Well, I'm thinking because last time we talked about how people brew using the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm thinking. Like, what would we need? We need a thermometer.
So you would need a thermometer. You would need. There's different kits and there's different ways to do it. It just depends how you want to go about it.
Cheapest.
The
And
cheapest.
Cheapest and easiest.
I think it would be a kit. I don't know.
Like
It's
I think they're like $100.
I've only homebrewed like twice. Usually, what I would do is 1.5 barrels of beer, which is 1 barrel of beer is 93 gallons, and at the brewery I do 93 gallons of beer. So I do 3 barrels at a time.
93 gallons of beer in the
Well,
wall.
I know. So if we did do that, we would be learning together for sure, because like I've done it a couple of times, and I think both those times. Oh no, that one time that you tasted the beer out, that was one of the times I did it. It came out good. The other time I had to chuck out the beer. It was not good.
What was wrong? Lactobacillus?
No, so it could have been that. But I got yeast that was already, so usually I was used to dry yeast, and I tried wet yeast. So it comes from the lab, like in a packet, and it was left in the mailbox. So I didn't pick it up for 2 days, and I was like, this thing's bloated. I was like, well, let's start making beer. So I started making beer.
Though.
No, well, it is, because I should have gotten it like right away or whatever.
It's not the home brewing fault.
Yeah,
It was that happenstance that occurred.
And then, but yeah, no, I mean, there's a home brew shop here, so we can go. There's some things that are a little bit pricier that are probably better to get online, but we can go and talk to those guys that have been doing home brewing for 25, 30 years. Be like, okay, what do I need to just make a basic brew? Let's get another beer.
Like 4 beers for me is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially these are like 5%. This one's 5.4%. So if we do 4 of these, I'm not gonna wake up early tomorrow.
Really? You're an old man.
If you drank 4 of these, you're gonna wake up bright and early tomorrow,
dude. Yeah.
Yo, you own a brewery.
I told Mariah one time, I was like, I drink like 3 to 5 beers a day. And she was like, 3 to 5 beers a day. I'm like,
head.
Yeah, I do. 3 to 5 beers a day.
A little bit. I gotta get more. These are big bubbles. Blue Moon has big bubbles. Ooh.
Yeah, they're bigger.
Damn, I'll take this one.
Go for it. I'm just joking. All right. We have 2 to 3 beers, probably a podcast. 1 beer. What,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But yeah, so right now we're gonna rate the tried and true Blue Moon. So first of all, awesome label. You can recognize this label on the aisle, right? You can see it right off the bat. It's a Belgian white. It's at 5.4%, you said? Yeah. 5.4%. So first thing, what do you see on the color, Matt?
It's golden. It is nice and non-transparent. I can see my fingers through it a little bit, but apparently these are my favorite beers.
Yeah, and it could just be the types of proteins they use, because usually when something is not transparent, you're either dry hopping it, you're using wheat, you're using oats, you're using torrefied wheat, so those types of proteins tend to give you a hazier beer, right? This one, I don't think it's dry hopped. I don't know what their process is, but for sure, a Belgian white, you use a lot of white wheat. So it's going to be like this. And then also, we just read on the label, Valencia orange peels. Mm-hmm. So they add some orange peels into it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's coriander in it too. So just a really nice beer, a tried and true beer, right?
And surprisingly consistent.
Yeah.
The brewing company is Blue Moon Brewing Company.
Blue Moon Brewing Company,
Yeah.
It's a bigger craft brewery for sure. It's a brewery that's probably been doing it. They probably started off small, and again, something from Colorado, just the mecca of beer. I've noticed Colorado beer, California beer, beers from certain parts of the East Coast and like Washington State and Oregon, they're just amazing.
Like Lagunitas, California, right?
Yeah, Lagunitas and all those. Texas, I think one day we'll be on the map. We're more known like for whiskeys.
You're gonna put them on the map.
Hopefully El Paso, man. But yeah, so again, the color is golden. There's a little bit of transparency, but very hazy. I do taste like orange juice. I taste orange juice. You taste a little bit of the alcohol. It is a little bit higher, right? 5.4% at the end. Dryness. I don't taste bitterness necessarily, just like a dryness.
No, there's no
And
bitterness.
I wonder if that's like the
What do you mean by dryness?
dryness? Like it dries out the tongue. Like it dries out the tongue.
The citrus does that, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
and that's what I'm thinking. I think it's the orange peel.
Yeah.
Right?
I see what you mean, yeah.
But it's a beautiful beer. I mean, sometimes it's like, hey, you go to a gas station or something, I'll grab some Blue Moons if I want something
That's
else.
what's so nice. Like,
Yeah.
I was going to go to the liquor store again, but they're closed on Sundays, obviously.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We're in Texas.
And then I was like, you know what? Blue Moon is popular enough. Yeah, we're in Texas.
I know.
Blue Moon's popular enough to go to Walmart. And I just went to Walmart. And I know Albertsons has some really good.
They have a good
selection of beers.
Yeah, Albertsons. I was surprised. Have you ever been to a Vista Market?
Yeah.
Amazing selection
Really?
of craft beer. Yeah, we'll go one day, and they always have like they try and get local stuff. They get different stuff. They're the ones that have the Dos Equis. That was the first time I ever saw Dos Equis like in a little barrel. They have Dos Equis in a barrel.
Like a little keg?
Like a little keg. And you serve it up a spout, dude. Oh my gosh.
That's cool. Yeah. It's interesting to rate it on color, because does it matter? If it was
I think according to style, right? So like on
Okay.
color, it is a nice
You would know
golden
about
color.
that.
You can see like it's a Belgian style beer, and
this is what it should look like.
yeah, it is what it should look like.
Okay.
Just hazy, opaque, from yellow to golden. Not really orange. Orange, you're already getting into some other type of style. I don't know what it would be, but and just how beautiful it is, right? Like remember when we had that blue beer. Like that color is amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How
No,
many
you're right.
blue beer-
I was
you know what I
thinking
mean?
about that. Yeah.
So it's like a more common
somehow
color.
it made it taste better.
Yeah, because
It was like a little sweet.
You eat with your
somehow.
eyes first,
Yeah.
right? If something doesn't look good, you probably won't even like touch it.
You won't even date it. Just kidding. The froth that a beer has, the foam on top, whatever, it does change the flavor of it.
Yeah. Like for example, me looking at it, I do like the color. It's according to style. I like that it has some lacing. I don't like that it's a bigger brewery, a bigger company. But that's just me because I do want to. I'm interested in beers that from little companies because they can be very unique and different. But this is tried and true, consistent, right? The aroma, like I said, right now I can't really smell. I guess I'm trying to remember what I usually do smell when I smell a moon. What's it called? A blue moon?
So it does have citrus this time for sure.
Yeah, like citric. Maybe like a hint of pasta from what I remember, but just because of the wheat.
Pasta, okay.
Pasta because of the wheat. From what I remember right now, I can't really smell it. And of course, a lot of citrus. I tasted dry. Good alcohol percentage. I would rate this beer a 7 out of 10.
I think it's like a 9 for me. I mean, you're losing points on them because it's a major company.
I think major company, and then also
you just dropped 2 points already automatically.
I dropped 1 point for that, and then also I don't like that it doesn't hold head. Like it doesn't hold head as well. So
Should
I dropped
a Belgian
another point.
white hold head?
Yeah, because especially with those types of proteins like a wheat and oats. Like, see, like this company was established in 1995. It's almost 30 years old. It's almost a 30-year-old company. Like if you can have a beer out just in the shelf, you'd had to do something to it. I know a brewery here in town. They have a centrifuge. So you know the centrifuge, the one that spins it and stuff. So you're mechanically pasteurizing. Right? So instead of pasteurizing by heating it up and cooling it down, you're taking out the yeast. So it's spinning the beer at such high speeds that the yeast separates, but it spins the beer really quickly. So it separates all the stuff that could rot your beer if you leave it out. So it's like, is that really that bad? Probably not.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I don't know what that does or what. But like if you
I
add
don't see
chemicals to it.
Oh, say adding chemicals is really bad.
Like,
but I think pasteurizing it in general is you're taking away the nutrients.
Yeah.
The living
yeah,
parts.
because if there's
there.
residual sugar, what happens? The bacteria, if it heats up, or the yeast or whatever, it's going to start activating. Again, it's called reactivation. It starts eating it, and then you have a beer that just changed in profile flavor from when you actually found it. That's the hard thing. It's like as a small business, because you know what? There is a convenience of going to Walmart, to going to McDonald's. There's a convenience to it. It's quick, it's fast, it's tried and true. They'll have products only that are consistent.
It's cheaper.
And when you go, and it's cheaper compared to going to like a local brewery, or if you go to a local tap room and they fill up the growlers, it's not as consistent. But it's, again, that's part of the experience. You know what I mean? Like you go somewhere where they bake the bread freshly every day. It's going to vary a little bit. Another beer?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Let's do it. It's a fun industry, dude. That's why even this podcast, it's like, it's fun. That's what it is. It's supposed to, like, it's not, we're not here. We don't have a job where if we mess up, somebody's going to die or somebody's education is going to be messed up. Like, that's a very important job, right? Teaching, if you're in the military, if you're a cop or any, like, dude, it's beer and talking. That's fun. Anyways, let's rate this beer.
All right, we have Easy Street Wheat Ale from Odell Brewing Company. This one is a nice 4.6. Wah, wah, wah. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But, I mean, Blue Moon was 5.6, right?
5.4.
5.4.
So Easy Street, awesome art, right? I would say the art's pretty cool. Like a neutral, or what do you call it? Like baby colors, right? For the most part, or I don't know.
They're pastels.
Pastels. Okay,
yeah.
pastel.
It's fairly pastel, yeah.
So,
Baby colors.
I don't know, dude. I'm one of the few in the family, by the way, that doesn't really paint or draw.
Yes, but
I'm one of the few.
You know what? Ricky's just the most humble.
No, you're more humble.
No.
Sorry. This beer's getting to us now, guys. This is a real podcast now.
Hey, this one has the best head so far.
Yeah, look at that. But you can tell from the bubbles. Small bubbles, big bubbles, that's pretty good. It is dying
Quickly?
Well, quick, but not as quick as the other ones.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's pretty... No, you're...
No, you are.
I'm just kidding.
What I was going to say about the 4.6%, though, is that my idea of the perfect beer is to have high percentage alcohol and still have it taste good. And I mean, that's how, like, if you get into liquor, that's how liquor is. If like, I want to buy a bottle of Macallan and drink it with you. You've had Macallan, right?
Yeah, which one?
The
18,
cheap
20?
one. The one I'm talking about is like 130.
Can you look that up? I'm just kidding.
Hey, Jamie. Hey, Jamie, pull that up.
Just kidding.
It's high percentage. You could drink it on the rocks. Delicious. And that's how, like, you don't need to mix it. And that's how a good beer is. Like, so if it's 4.5 or 4.6%, I feel like that drops points because that's a lager. That's a freaking Bud Light or whatever.
It's like, I guess I don't know too much about liquor. Have I drank liquor? Do I like liquor?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. What are you laughing about?
Do I like liquor? Have I had liquor? Yes.
He knows me too well. Just kidding. But like, with beer, I think I really don't. As long as it's like above 3.5. Right?
What beer is lower than that?
I think Natural Light is like 3.9. Oh my god. Right? Is it? I don't know. We gotta look.
Jamie.
But yeah, so you have that. But me, I'm looking for like the qualities of those beers. Is it sessionable? Sessionable where you can session them, where you can be like, you know what, I can have 3 right now, and I'm cutting grass, and it's not, like the Coronas, the Natural Lights, and all that
but
stuff.
Bud Light, I don't feel like Bud Light is sessionable.
No, it has a sweet taste.
One, it gets you bloated.
Yeah, it bloats you.
So
up.
that's something that I've noticed with like craft beers.
Next one we gotta rate Bud Lights.
Oh, we'll start with Bud Light.
Have you ever had Bud Light in a glass? Fancy? It might change it.
That's true. I would rather have like a Tecate with lime and salt.
Let's try it.
I'd much rather do that.
Cheers.
Bud Light is like the... Wait, cheers.
Salud.
Wow, way better than Bud Light.
I like it better than Blue Moon.
You like this better than Blue Moon?
Yeah.
Wow. So this one has a flavor at the top of your palate. I don't know if you tasted it, that I'm not a huge fan of. This is why, I think this is what I don't like about Shock Top. It's like a similar, like right there at the top of your palate, from the back of your throat to the top of your palate, that it's not citrus, it's not hop. I don't know what it is. I don't like it that much though. It's okay.
I like it. It's like this one I can smell it more. I smell like lime peel.
I smell lactobacillus. I'm just gonna.
It feels like. But I like that it's a little bit lighter. Like I feel like I could drink 3 or 4 of these.
I mean, right away, I'm not even putting this in the ballpark with Blue Moon. Blue Moon's 5.6%. It was a little darker. It tasted better. For me, it like orange. For me, because it's 4.6, I automatically connected it with Bud Light. And it's way better than Bud Light. I know that's weird.
We need to do blind tasting so you won't judge it that way. I think, what's it called with this? It's, I like it that it's a little bit more crisp. So like the other one, you really didn't taste the carbonation. This one you can taste the bubbliness. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. Like I love mineral water, dude. I can drink mineral waters all day. And this one, there's a sweetness to it. I think the other one, it's more like, it's a little bit more concentrated. Like the sweetness. This one, there's a hint of sweetness. The Blue Moon, I think there's a heavier sweetness to it.
Which might be why I liked it also. It's hard to...
And I'm not saying that I don't like some beers like that. Like I've made some beers or I've had other beers like the New England style hazy IPAs where they're sweet, but they're like, they call them milkshake beers. That's why I just drink Natural Light. Try to keep a body here. Just kidding. Not that I don't like sugar. I will eat sugar, but I like more savory stuff. So like I'll prefer like meat or like a jerky. I used to like Coca-Cola. I used to even like a Diet Coke. Like I'm telling you now, I don't even like Sprite, dude. I prefer a mineral water, like 0 sugar. Seltzers, like sometimes seltzers are just so refreshing.
That's really good.
You know,
that's why you're so healthy.
I'm not healthy.
I think you're healthy.
No, dude.
You're happy.
I'm 32 and I look older than you, bro.
Nah, look closely at me.
What?
If you look closely, look at all the wrinkles I have, and you.
I have a bunch of wrinkles. What are you talking? My hair's covering them.
I look older than you.
This guy. I think you're just so detailed, bro. I think most people, they don't even see that. You look way younger. I think so.
Like what is it, a Monet? Whereas like from far away, you see you see like a boat on a river, but then you get close, it's just a bunch of little splats.
Oh, okay. I see what I know which ones you're
It's a
talking
style
about.
of painting, yeah. It's a Monet.
Dude, those
Impressionism, yeah.
fascinate me. Your dad told me this one time because I told him I'm not an artist. He's like, you are an artist. I was like, no, I don't paint or draw. He's all, that's one form of art. There's other forms of art. Like you are an artist.
Yeah.
You know, you are an artist. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Rick Rubin has a book called, it's called The Creative Act.
Creative act.
But he basically talks about how art isn't about when you sit down and do art. Art is everything. Art is this podcast. Art is the way you are with your wife. That's your art. But that's basically, and I think that's what my dad was saying. Like everything is art. There's art in brewing your beer. Some people, I mean, it definitely is an art, but some people might not see it.
That's why I think chess is such a beautiful game. Because it's like, there's rules. There's rules, right?
Yeah.
There's rules. Like the knight has to move a certain, so there's restrictions, but within those restrictions, within those boundaries, you can have a beautiful game.
You liked this one more than Blue Moon?
I would rate it the same. I would rate it the same, and the only reason I like this style more, but for its style, so this is a wheat ale, so the other one is a Belgian white.
Yeah.
Belgian beers, they just have it's called esters. And I'm not saying that one has it as bad, but usually like traditional, the best way I could explain it, it's like it smells like cologne.
Tastes like it too.
It's supposed to like have that. And this is more of a cleaner beer, I guess you could say, where you do have like the citrus popping out more. You don't have that ester taste. And but for its style, I think it's right. And I would give this one a 7. I would. I don't know what you would rate it, but yeah.
So I don't like the flavor of this one. Like, it's at the top near my nose even.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why I'm getting decongested.
That's why you like it.
Yeah, it tastes really good. I think because the carbonation is like
Going
I don't know how my I don't know biology or anatomy, but I feel like I'm getting it cleaned out from this thing. Like the carbonation's crawling into it. I like it. Dude.
I'm gonna give this one a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know we're different.
No, dude, that's why. That's a
good.
cool thing. I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah,
Even though you're wrong. But
This one, it's so funny because you heard me, right? I drank it and I said, this is way better than Bud Light. From that perspective, it's really good. If comparing it to Blue Moon, which they're both wheat ales, the other one's just Belgian. I feel like this one doesn't even compare to Blue Moon.
now I have some beers also, depending on how cold they are, how the fermentation went, they're just cleared throughout. You know, so. But it's good. I do like this one. I would give it a 7. So you'd give it a 4.
Yeah. So that flavor that goes to the roof of your mouth into your nose, do you have that?
Yeah, yeah.
What flavor is that? It's like, I don't think it's a good flavor.
I think it's like, it's citric and bitter.
Citric and bitter?
And bitter.
The bitter, but it's not hoppy bitter. It's like, I like hoppy bitter. That's like IPA. This is not like that at all.
Well, it depends where you add the hops. So are you adding them in the
it is an
secondary?
ale.
Yeah, I mean, all beers have hops. But, so I don't know if it's like the hop or it could be like the alcohol is just coming through or the hop was added at a certain point where you're getting that bitterness, but it's not where you have the aroma of the bitterness. You're just having straight up bitterness going through. But yeah, but I think it's really good. I do like this beer. I do like it.
I like it too.
But I like offensive flavors. Just kidding.
Do you?
No. Somebody told me that one time. He's like, I like offensive flavors. It's like, what does that mean? Like, I like bitter. I like sour.
Offensive flavors.
Yeah, that's like a weird way to put it,
That is
right?
a weird way to put it. Would you say that it has that typical beer flavor?
Like, what is that? Like, I'm trying to pinpoint that flavor. Because right now, like, you're saying at the top of the palate, I feel it going through my nostrils. I just think bitterness, a little bit of acidity, and I mean, what else? Dryness. Like, I feel like my mouth dry right now. But I don't know if it's like, I don't know if that's what you mean or.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Right.
couldn't tell you. I just know that it has a flavor that's right at the back of my throat, top of my palate. It lasts a while. It's gone now, actually. It doesn't last that long, but it's
It's nostalgic.
it's nostalgic of when I used to get wasted.
I know. Anyways, but
Yeah. Anyways, now this Easy Street Wheat Ale. I mean, palates do change. They do change. Like, you might like this one because you've been drinking like the opposite of it for a long time, and that's how it works. Like, you have those
maybe
different flavors.
and also, really, I don't drink outside of work. Like, so it's like having these beers. It's a treat. It really is, because usually I'm drinking my beer.
We got to bring some of yours in.
Yeah, we will. But I think we should rate a lot of other ones
Beers
for
first.
sure.
What would a 1 be? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I think a 1 is undrinkable. It's like you have a beer and you're like, you smell it and you taste it.
what do you
and
think
you're
Bud
like,
Light would be? What would you rate Bud Light?
Like a 3.
Okay.
But I haven't had a Bud Light
I'd
in
give
a
it
long
like
time.
a 2 probably.
And those, the reason like Bud Light, Miller, Coors, and all those, if you pour them in a glass, you smell sulfur, rotten eggs.
That's nasty.
But
That's what you were telling me?
Roger, my
The
brother,
fancy-
loves like those beers, and he poured
likes
one-
the offensive beers.
No, I know, but he poured one. He's like, ever since you told me that, I can't drink them because you can smell it. And I told him, yeah, if you like smell carefully. And there is a sulfur that is released, or a sulfur smell. I forgot what type of sulfur. I don't know. There's all these. But when you're doing lagers, but those have it more in particular. So like what I've learned, a good beer, if you could drink it warm, or at least where it's almost lukewarm, it's a good beer.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
If a beer warms up and you can't drink it, that's probably a bad beer.
It's kind of like fizzy drinks also. If a fizzy drink, like Coca-Cola, if you drink it when it's flat, that's the actual flavor of it. Mm-hmm. And if it's disgusting, you probably shouldn't be drinking it.
That's what I learned. So like a lot of the times when I was craving a beer or a soda, I liked carbonation. So I was like, I'll just get water that's carbonated. And it was like, yeah, that would do the trick. There's also hoppy waters. So like if you want some hop in it, hoppy water, like they're non-alcoholic. So it's just hops with waters and they carbonate it. I'll bring some.
Well, yeah, let's rate those.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, you get your fill of like a dry.
Are you talking about like O'Doul's?
No. Basically, right? I think Odell still has like some wheat or barley compound in it, but like if you just want something that's, you know what, I want carbonation, I want some bitterness in that carbonation, a hoppy water. It's good.
I wonder how much fatter I'm going to get from doing this podcast.
We're gonna get chubby. I'm chubby already, dude.
Well, all right. So that was fun. Join us next time, and if you have any recommendations for beers we should try, put it in the comments.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.